Welcome to this kind of special video that I put together for you just to show you a planner that I recently received. Total transparency, I did raise my hand high to be on the Desire Map planner launch team, and the Danielle Laporte team was very generous to give me my choice of planners, and I just knew I would love it, and I knew that I wanted to share it with you. Because it is something that I've been wanting to do, and I thought might be crazy to use planning as a way to my self-care. So I just wanted to show you what the planner looks like and do it in a way that wasn't too intense, that kind of gave you the feeling that I feel when I see this planner, and then also give you some inside kind of tour and my kind of feedback after going through it. So sit back and relax and enjoy. So now I'm inside the Desire Map planner, and this is the planner for 2017. So I haven't started using it yet, but I have looked at it a lot because I want to make sure that it fits the system that I plan on using for the year. And part of my system, as I've mentioned before in other places, in my podcast, if you want to listen on the Fearless Launching Show, I will put that episode below just so you can understand how I'm using the Desire Map planner in general. That this is really, I chose the weekly version, and there's a monthly calendar in both versions, but I chose the weekly version because I'm going to be doing weekly check-ins. Like, this is my desk, this is my office. And while, yes, I talk to you, I talk to most people on a daily basis about business, it's very important to me to establish some rituals that are non-business related, and this is one of them. In fact, planning, because it's something I love doing so much, has become, well, I've been able to turn it into one of my self-care practices. So I get out my favorite pens, and I get out my favorite ink, and I get my candle and my glasses and this little salve here made by a friend. You can check out that. And I thought I had gone through this, but I actually didn't, which was amazing. I came across it the other day after meeting up with her, so I'll link that below as well. And then gotta have my citrine. Gotta have my citrine. Okay? So your objects might be something different for you. I just encourage you to find what makes you feel great in the moment. Now I'm going to do some more shots of some of these inside touches, which I think are already, I'm excited to make this the ritual that I go to. I've been doing a few other self-care practices over the last few weeks. Excited for this now to become the next phase of that self-care and that next phase of how I want to be living and operating in the world. So just a second and I'll switch to another view for you. I really love this this quick kind of rundown of everything that's going to happen during the week. I really think that that's going to help me a lot because by this time I will have already planned out what's happening in my week. But now is when I get to really dig a little bit deeper and figure out what my core desired feelings for the week are, and maybe even 3 things I'm going to challenge myself to do for myself nice little touches everywhere. I just wanted to give you really look at the pages for each and every week. And I don't know about you, but I need a lot of tactile kind of touches. And let me just show you. So these little pages down here are perforated and you can kind of take them off. I can imagine you like tucking it in your back pocket, which I think is just kind of gorgeous all around. And there are these kind of tabbed areas, which I think are also pretty amazing. And it just adds to that kind of touchable nature for this. It's not an untouchable planner, which is amazing if you are looking for a pretty planner, but one you're not going to be afraid to touch. And there's bits of Danielle's wisdom throughout the book. There's a nice little pocket in the back. And honestly, every touch in this really just makes me want to use it. It's like they went through every single page and wanted to make sure that it was useful, beautiful, valuable, and just usable. I think that that's so important. I think it's so critical when you're learning how to plan, when you're embracing planning, to be able to do that. So it starts with this, which I will be doing before the end of 2016. And it pretty much just, it's probably the easiest intention goal setting pages ever, because it's just it's not a whole workbook, and then you get right into the year. And, love that you can just choose, or I'm sure that you can add ones that you might want to, different core desired feelings you might have. One really amazing piece to this is you get a little bit more info, related to the astrological signs and the planets. So, Mercury turns direct, full moon, sun enters Aquarius. So if you follow this type of stuff, it might actually be amazing for you, because I know that in some planners, they aren't correct, actually. And I believe that Danielle had some contributors to this. I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but I don't want to say who it is. Oh, and don't forget, you got to save March 13th as a day to wish me happy birthday. That'll be my birthday. But yeah, I think that that's amazing. There's a mix of Australian holidays, normal Christian holidays, as well as astrological signs, and just kind of things to take note of, which all amazing. So all I can say is about making this a self-care thing is, find your objects. And again, when you're planning out your week, and I hope you check out this planner. I do think it's a quality piece of merchandise, but it's also a quality tool. I just think it's very usable, nothing fancy, but it's super easy to hold. It's kind of small. I want to say it's an A5-ish size. It's certainly not as big as some of my other things that I have and that you guys have seen of mine. And I think it's really practical. I don't think you have to have it out all the time. I think you just set some intentions to do this once a week, on a Sunday, on a Saturday, on one evening of the week that makes sense for you. And then some of the other tips that I have, in addition to just getting this, and I will put links to the two different versions that are available from Danielle and from Danielle and her team. And one is this weekly version, one is a daily version. There's also a signature planner, which I just got this one. I just thought it was beautiful. And once you have that, and even before you have it, think to yourself, what objects, what pens do you love? I put these here. I grabbed a few random. I have like this archival pen I like my Papermate Flair, and I love my Metropolitan Pilot, as well as the ink you see above, which I will link to what these are and where I got them. Some of them I got just at Michael's, but you know, some I got from Goulet Pens, which is a great company to potentially buy from. And then of course, you know, I just grab, you know, for me, I want like white space, I want clarity, I want love, and I always keep my glasses around even if I don't have them on, because they kind of focus me in some really bizarre way. So anyways, I hope that this video gave you enough of an overview to understand what this planner is all about. I will also leave some additional links below so you can go check out the paperweights and all that kind of stuff, because I know that to some people that's very important. Also, I'm also going to include a few other tools down below that I think are going to be helpful to you. I've done a few different of these live workshops, but there are recordings available if you want them. They are planning and mapping classes. So if you want to mix both of your planners into one, great. And if you don't want to have two separate planners, fine. You can still do that in this book, in this specific planner, and those will give you some of the tools to do that, not specifically for this planner, but if you're using one planning system. And I'm all about using only one things for their right purpose. This is for self-care. It's almost like sacred and not to be touched by just like work. I want, and you know, maybe eventually this year, my life, there will be more of an alignment with both, and both will come together. But I just felt like I needed a sacred space where I wasn't talking about fearless launching, and I wasn't talking about clients, and I wasn't talking about building my business, but still gave me enough of the attention underneath it all to still be refocusing myself back over to my planner so that I can use both more effectively. And I will probably towards the end of the year, I will do a full rundown of my entire planning system. But for now, I just wanted to show you this. I really wanted to get this up on the channel as soon as possible. So let me know what you think. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can definitely feel free to reach out to me, leave a comment below. Probably the best way is to go to annesamoilov.com/contact. And then just fill out that form. It gets emailed to me directly. So that's it. And thanks so much. Have a great rest of your afternoon, if it's the afternoon when you're watching this. And I look forward to hearing about you and your journey to using planning as your self-care.